Good morning. I call to order this organizational meeting of the School Board of Pinellas County, Florida, this 19th day of November 2024 at 10:30 a.m. This meeting is called pursuant to Section 1001.37 Florida statutes to administer the oath of office to our newly elected and re-elected school board members, and Section 1001.371 Florida statutes for the purpose of organizing the school board by election of a chairperson and vice chairperson. I will ask for a moment of silent meditation to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. First, I will call Judge Raymond Gross to the front with newly elected school board member Kathleen Katie Blacksburg to administer the oath of office to Mrs. Blacksburg. Judge?
All right. Good. If you would place your hand upon the Bible and raise your other hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support,
protect, and defend
the Constitution and government of the United States
the Constitution and the government of the United States
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state,
under the Constitution of the state,
and that I will well and faithfully perform the duties of school board member, the
duties of school board member,
on which I am now about to enter. So help me God.
So help me God.
All right.
Congratulations. Now I will call forward Stu Tillinghast to administer the oath of office to re-elected Laura Hine.
Please raise your right hand. Please repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
that
I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and government of the United States and the state of Florida,
that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and government of the United States and of the state of Florida,
that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state,
that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state,
and that I will well and faithfully perform the duties of school board member on which I am about to enter.
and that I will well and faithfully perform the duties of school board member upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you, Dad.
Congratulations. And now I ask Judge Kimberly Todd to come forward to administer the oath of office to re-elected Eileen Long.
You're going to hold the Bible for me. Here. Oh, you're going to hold it? Okay. Okay, right hand, left hand on it, right hand up.
There you go. You've done this before.
I know.
All right. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution and government
the Constitution and the government
of the United States and of the state of Florida,
of the United States and the state of Florida,
that I am duly qualified
that I am duly qualified
to hold office
to hold office
under the Constitution of the state,
under the Constitution of the state,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully perform
and faithfully perform
the duties of school board member
the duties of school board member,
on which I am now about to enter.
which I am now about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you, Judge Gross, Mr. Tillinghast, and Judge Todd for your service today. And at this time, I will now ask the school board members join me at the dais. Board members, as you know, our call buttons are not working, so if you'll press your microphone when it's time to speak. I will now ask the school board members for nominations for chair of the school board. Mrs. Kane.
I would like to formally nominate Ms. Laura Hine as our chair.
Thank you. Are there additional nominations? Mrs. Meyer.
That was my recommendation as well.
Okay. Okay. Hearing no further nominations, I now close the nominations for chair. All those in favor of Laura Hine as school board chair, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Congratulations, Mrs. Hine. I will now open for nominations for vice chair. Yes. Mrs.
I'd
Long.
like to nominate Lisa Kane.
Thank you. Mrs. Peters.
I would like to nominate Stephanie Meyer.
Thank you.
And I'd like to nominate myself, Caprice Edmond.
Thank you. Okay, hearing no further nominations and seeing no lights, I will now close the nominations for vice chair. We will vote in the order of nominations. And so first is Lisa Kane. All those in favor of Lisa Kane as vice chair, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
If I could have a hand raised for that. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let us then go to nominee number 2, Stephanie Meyer. All those in favor of Stephanie Meyer as vice chair, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
2. Okay, we'll go to nominee number 3, Caprice Edmond. All those in favor of Caprice Edmond as vice chair, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
2. Mr. Kapersky, we'll go back through and do it again, correct?
That is exactly correct. We will start from the top. Chair's already been elected, so let's start with vice chairs with nominations and repeat the process. Thank you.
Okay. Let us begin again with nominations for vice chair.
I would like to nominate Stephanie Meyer for vice chair.
Okay. Yes?
I'd like to nominate Lisa Kane.
Okay.
I would like to nominate Caprice Edmond.
All right. Seeing no other nominations, we will close the nominations for vice chair and we will take a vote, this time starting with Stephanie Meyer. All those in favor of Stephanie Meyer as vice chair, please signify by saying aye. Aye. 2. All those in favor of Lisa Kane, please signify by saying aye. Aye. 2. All those in favor of Caprice Edmond, please signify by saying aye. Aye. 3. We will start the process again. Let us begin with nominations for vice chair. Ms. Meyer?
I'd like to nominate Caprice Edmond for vice chair.
Thank you, Caprice Edmond. Additional nominations, yes?
Lisa Kane.
Lisa Kane, thank you. Are there other nominations? Okay, seeing no additional nominations, I'll close the nominations and we'll go to voting. First is Caprice Edmond. All those in favor of Caprice Edmond, please signify by saying aye. Aye. That's 4. Congratulations, Ms. Edmond. Yours has been selected as vice chair. This concludes the organizational portion of the meeting. I now turn the gavel over to the new chairperson, Laura Hine, for our next order of business. Both agendas are there, just in case you need them.
Thank you, Superintendent Hendrick, and thank you to my colleagues. It's going to be a great year. Congratulations, Mrs. Edmond. Moving on to item 3.1 on the consent agenda, request approval of the schedule of regular school board meetings occurring from October 2024 through the November 2025 organizational meeting. May I have a motion and a second to approve this item?
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion from Mrs. Peters and a second from Mrs. Long. Mrs. Hauk, do we have any speakers to this agenda item?
No, Madam Chair, we have no speakers.
Thank you. Board members, any discussion? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second to approve item 3.1. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 7-0. After the adjournment of this meeting, we will hold a meeting to elect the officers of our leasing corporation. Adjourn this meeting. I call to order the Pinellas County School Board Leasing Corporation meeting Tuesday, November 19th, 2024, and I will turn it over to School Board Attorney, Mr. Kapersky.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Congratulations, and Madam Vice Chair, congratulations. You are now sitting in the Pinellas County School Board Leasing Corporation Board of Directors meeting. The 7 of you are all Board of Directors, the directors on the board, and Mr. Hendrick is the ex officio corporate secretary. This corporation is not a governmental entity, but rather a Florida nonprofit private organization that was created so that the school board could participate in the Certificate of Participation bonding program, also known as COPS bonds. So by law, you need to have a private corporation in order to borrow and receive the funds under these COPS programs. The corporation facilitates the financing of construction projects, as I'm sure most of you are well aware, and it may seem strange that you all are sitting exactly the same members of the school board as on this board of directors, but that is what is required under Florida law to facilitate this borrowing program. If you have any questions about the COPS bonding itself, either I or Mr. Jeppesen, your CFO, could answer those questions. However, with that as a background, the reason we're here today is that this corporation needs to have an annual meeting, and the sole order of business, unless any of you directors bring up anything else, the sole order of business will be to elect chair, vice chair, and vice president of the board of directors. And so the articles of incorporation and the bylaws of the corporation contemplate that the chair and vice chair will be the same as the chair and vice chair of the school board. And so at this time, Ms. Hine, I think it's appropriate for you to entertain a motion to appoint Laura Hine as chair and president of the corporation, and Ms. Edmond as vice chair and vice president of the corporation. Thank you.
Thank you. We just heard the item on the floor. May I have a motion and a second to approve?
Move for approval.
Second.
A motion from Mrs. Kane and a second from Mrs. Long. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the selection of officers signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 7-0. And with that, we will adjourn today's Leasing Corporation meeting. Thank you for joining us. We're finished with the official proceedings for today, and we'd love to say hello. Thank you for being here.